Hello, my beautiful ladies and my beautiful souls. First of all, I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If you have been consistently watching my videos from the beginning, it really motivates me, and all these positive responses, amazing feedbacks that I have been receiving. I feel so blessed and I feel so happy because I just started this channel this month itself, and the fact that YouTube has been recommending my videos to larger groups of people, larger audiences, makes me feel happy and also lets me know that so many women like you and me, we are all walking towards this beautiful journey of self improvement, self development, growth, healing. And I feel so happy. I feel so blessed. And if you are watching this video for the first time, my love, I really hope that you stick around. And yes, so today's video is going to be little special because this is something that I can really connect to, something that we have all been through at certain point of our lives, at some point, yes, and that is loneliness. So today we are going to be talking about loneliness, and before I begin this video, I just want to let you know that if you are feeling lonely right now, it is completely okay. It is completely all right. Loneliness is not necessarily bad, and I will tell you why as we dive in deeper, all right? And also, I am not going to tell you, come out of that loneliness, go out, meet with friends, have fun. I am not going to say that, my love, but I will tell you how you can utilize this space to grow in your life, how you can use this as a fuel, as a weapon, all right? So it's going to be really interesting. Make sure you stick with me towards till the very end. So, firstly, let's understand what loneliness really means, all right? It is a little boring, but stick with me, bear with me, because we really need to understand this. Because often, what we do is we often confuse loneliness with being alone. So, being alone, it just simply means that you are all alone physically by yourself. Maybe you are living away from your friends, away from your family, away from your hometown, and you are physically alone. That's it. But coming towards being lonely, now this is a little different. If you may ask how, loneliness is like you are surrounded by people. Maybe you are living with your loved one, your closed one, you are with your friends. Maybe you are even in your work environment with your office colleagues, but somehow, somewhere, you have this emptiness inside you. You have this feeling that I really don't belong here. People really don't understand me here. People really don't care about me. All these disconnected feelings that you get, this is what loneliness really means. Like, in spite of being surrounded by people, you still feel empty inside. You still feel like you really don't belong there, and you are really not happy there. So, like I said, we all have been through loneliness at certain point of our lives. We have all experienced loneliness in our own unique different ways. If you ask my experience, I will talk about it towards the end of the video. Let's keep that aside, but first let's talk about the dark side of loneliness, all right? Because everything, as a rational human, if you think from that rational mindset, everything has its pros and cons. Everything has its yin and yang, and so does loneliness. Now, ladies, if you constantly keep on dwelling in that negative thoughts like people easily replace me, I am not good enough, I am not capable, I am not this, I am not that, when you keep on overthinking all these negative thought patterns, that is when loneliness starts to feel heavier, loneliness starts to turn even darker. So, constantly thinking about these thoughts, these emotions, negative emotions, it leads to self doubt. It leads to you feel like I am not good enough, nobody really cares about me. And when you keep on thinking about all these things and it becomes a habit, and now you start stressing, and when you start to stress, you start to feel anxious, you start to feel depressed, you start to feel like sleep doesn't come easily now. And there is this thing that's called social media, which plays an important role here. And social media now, see, it is a good thing. Why? Because now I'm sitting here in India and I can easily connect with my friend, um, who is living in a different side of the world, who is living somewhere in the world. But again, it is a bad thing. Why? Because instead of, when I feel lonely, when I feel depressed, instead of me going outside and even talking to friends, or let's say going out in the nature and really feeling that environment, what I do is I just sit, I just sulk, and I pick up my phone and I start scrolling the social media. I open Instagram, and now when I open Instagram, the first thing that comes up in my feed, I see someone partying. I'm like, oh wow, great. They are partying. And now I go a little more down, I see someone who's traveling. I'm like, oh wow, they are traveling. And I scroll a little more down, I see someone who has maybe gone at a social event, and I'm like, how come this person did not invite me? And then I start to feel lonely, I start to feel even worthless, like everybody is having fun, everybody is happy except for me. My life really sucks, and you start to get all these kinds of negative feelings. And that social media, it makes it even more worse. But again, let me tell you one thing, ladies. We don't post ourselves crying, or you don't see people fighting over reels, crying in the reels and things like that. Nobody posts their bad side on Instagram. Nobody posts their darkest days on Instagram, ladies. But everybody wants to show that they are happy, everybody wants to show that they are living their best life no matter what. And that's what social media is like. It is good, but it is also bad, because people are living their fake lives. Even me, if you see, like here on YouTube, like I am giving talking about self improvement, self motivation, and things like this. See, I'm not looking down on myself, but in my Instagram, I only post myself where I am having fun, where I am looking beautiful, where, all these good sides of me. That's it. So always remember, ladies, before you start to think that your life sucks and all these negative, that you are worthless and you feel this, you feel that, before everything, always remember this: nobody is perfect in today's world. Like literally, nobody is perfect. Even the richest person, even the most beautiful person, even the most happiest person, even they feel lonely at times, just like you. All right. So now, if we talk about the good side of loneliness, that is the lighter side of loneliness. See, when you are lonely, people will be like, go out, have fun, mingle with these people, mingle with those people. But if it just doesn't happen, if it doesn't come out, like it feels fake, it feels forced, right? Sometimes it just doesn't happen, and it is okay to feel like that. We are all humans. um some of us, we don't really mingle easily, some of us we mingle easily, and people are different. And if it doesn't happen, it's all right. What does that mean? It means that you should now, instead of looking for outer validations, instead of looking at outer world, you should look at your inner world now, my love. You should look at yourself and say to yourself, what are the things that I need to learn, what are the things that I need to improve on, work on, what are the things that I need to quit? When you sit in that silence and when you start to question yourself, that is when you begin to change. Trust me. And when you start to work on yourself, I promise you, you will come out as the most strongest women that you have ever met, the most strongest version of yourself. You become the most powerful, you become untouchable. And take it from my experience, I was also lonely at a certain point of my life. Again, we will talk about that towards the end. But this loneliness, it can be your turning point, it can be one of the strongest phases of your life if you learn to work on it. Because now, my love, you have all the time to yourself, you have all the space, all everything that you can give just to yourself. and use it as a tool to grow, use it as a fuel, like I said, use it as a weapon to grow. What you can do is you can sit, maybe you can go out for a walk or maybe even a run, you can start journaling, you can start feeling expressing gratitude over those little things that you have, instead of focusing on the negative sides of your life, negative side of your life. You can think about, be grateful about the positive sides of your life. And there are so many things that you can do when you are alone. Create something beautiful, even if it is just for yourself. Cook a meal, your favorite meal, even if it is just for yourself. You see, start to love yourself. And this is the biggest thing that loneliness has taught me, it has taught me self love. And now I love myself so much that I feel whole, I feel complete, even if somebody is there in my life or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if, even if I am lonely or not, because now I love myself so much, I care about myself so much that I feel whole, I feel enough by myself. And again, like we have talked about all these things, all these improvements and everything. See, if you can go out and even talk to people, have fun with them, mingle, that's great. But if you cannot, don't force yourself, ladies. It's really, it doesn't, it feels fake when you try to force yourself. And when you sit in this silence, when you sit in this loneliness, trust me, it slowly starts to feel peaceful. And that peaceful feeling, that is solitude. And we all crave for solitude, right? Even the most famous celebrity that you worship or that you can think of, even the most wealthiest person, even the most richest, not even the richest person, it's not most wealthiest, it is just wealthiest, right? Sorry for my English there. All these people, do you know how much they crave for their self me time? And you have it all for yourself. You can do so much, you can express yourself in that, like, sorry, you can work on yourself, you can improve yourself, you can sit and you can think about the things that you can learn, the things that you need to quit. And this is the power of being lonely. So just don't think about the negative sides. Like, just don't keep on doubting yourself. Start to love yourself. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so lonely right now, think, what can I learn from this loneliness? Like, when I was doing my research on this loneliness, when I was looking at the videos, when I was looking and seeing the podcast and things like that, I have seen people saying, come out, do this, do that, but sometimes it just doesn't feel right. And it is completely okay. And what you need to do is, instead of doubting yourself, my love, start to work on yourself. That's the most beautiful thing that you can do to yourself. And you will really thank yourself when you do that. And now, since we have come to the end of this video, let me talk about my experience. All right, my first time when I felt lonely, I still remember because it has stayed with me till now. And call it an unpleasant experience, pleasant experience, I mean, I, towards the end, it was really not pleasant as well, but I made it into something positive. So what happened was that I think I was 9 or 10 years old. Like, I was really very small, and I am really good at dancing. I'm not boasting here, but ever since my childhood, I have always loved to dance, and I have always loved dancing. And before these big school concerts and programs, I was always called to participate in dance. And again, this time I was called as usual. But what happened was that my mom and my grandmom, right before my big school concert, they cut my hair very short, like a proper boy cut. Like, my hair is like very thick, and this hair has given me another trauma in my life. Like, I used to be bullied for my hair, and that's another story. But again, I was they cut my hair really short, and I was in that proper boycott form. That hair was like proper boycott, and next day I go to school, all right, and my teachers, the teachers who were there to teach those dance moves and everything, they not only mocked me, they not only embarrassed me, but they also scolded me, they were also rude to me, and they were also making fun of me. And I was really small to understand all these things, right? Because I was just maybe, let's even say 10 years old, not even 9, maybe 10 years old. And I was really small. And um, in our cultural dance programs, they used to put those ornaments and accessories in our hair. But because now my hair was short, but somehow they fixed it with fake hair, and they fixed those accessories and everything. But now, fast forward to next year, I was deliberately excluded from dance competition, from that dance program, and I felt so bad. Like, I used to be sitting in that same class, and my classmates used to be practicing those dance moves and everything. And in spite of being there, I used to feel so lonely. Like, am I not good enough? Am I not capable enough? And that feeling has stayed with me for a long time, and I still remember that. And then I go home and I tell my mom that they did not put me in this dance and this, that. And my mom was like, don't be sad, because it is not your loss, but it is their loss. You are such a good dancer. You are so capable. So don't ever think yourself like that. So you see, ladies, every time, never ever ever self doubt yourself. And after that, she also told me that right after this concert, you have your exams coming up, and now nobody is going to stop you to score good in examination, because now you can focus all your time in that exams, and also you have time to play. And if you don't want, it's okay. Don't go to that concert. Have fun at home. Play at home. That is what she said. And that instantly lifted my mood. And maybe she forgot about this, but I still remember that. So, again, fast forward to future. When I broke up, like, I had made my boyfriend, my world. Sorry, my ex. Not my boyfriend, my ex. My entire world, my entire universe, because after I got into relationship with him, I had literally stopped talking to almost all my friends, all my closed ones, my loved ones, whoever. And after we broke up, like after he left me, I was completely not only alone, but I was also lonely now. And this time I was like, I really need to come out of this darkness. I really need to learn from all these mistakes that I have made. So I sat with myself. I sat in that silence. And it's not that I was, completely alone, because my mom was right there with me, and she helped me a lot to come out of it, and even a couple of my friends did, and I really acknowledged them, acknowledged their presence in my life, existence in my life. So even if you have someone whom you can talk to, whom you can at least trust, then, ladies, talk to that person, check on them, at least ask how they are. Make small talk time to time if you feel lonely, and if you don't have, it is completely okay. But again, if it starts to feel too heavy, whenever it starts to feel too dark, too negative, like that darkness is like pushing you down, and you are just not being able to come out of it, then please, 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 I suggest you to go out and seek help. Look for any professional whom you can talk to, whom you can share your feelings with. And that is completely okay to reach out for help, my love. um, if this video has helped you even a bit in uplifting your mood, in uplifting you in general, overall, then I suggest you to work on yourself. Instead of sitting in those lonely, in those depressed emotions, in those depressed thoughts, I suggest you that you take it as a space to grow, take it as a space to learn more about yourself, love yourself. um, go out. If you want, you can even take yourself on a solo date, like what I did in those lonely phases. Sometimes I used to go out for shopping. It used to make me feel good, go out for grocery shopping and things like that. Taking yourself to a lunch at a restaurant. If you don't connect with anybody, that's the least you can do for yourself, right? At least pamper yourself, at least do something, a small thing to yourself. Or at least if that is all too much, then you can cook a meal for yourself. Make yourself feel loved, make yourself feel cherished. So wherever you are listening from, my love, we have come towards the end of the video. If you are feeling lonely right now, then please, I just want to let you know, understand this, that you are not alone in this feeling. There are so many people in this world who are facing this problem right now. And I know sometimes it feels hard, but it's you who has to come out of it. And it's okay, if it is difficult right now for you to come out of it, then sit with it instead of trying to overcome that. Try to understand that, um, and think about it, grow from it, learn from it, like I said. And yes, it's like the universe is telling you right now, my love. Universe is like saying, come back home to yourself. Learn to love yourself. That's what the universe is telling you right now. That's what the message is. You see? Because that's what I felt the message was from the universe to me when I was lonely. Um, and when you learn to love yourself, when you learn to live in your own comfort, in your own peace, trust me, you will never feel lonely again. And that will be the best thing that has ever happened to you, because now, like I said, you will learn to appreciate things. You will learn to be, you have become the best version of yourself. You have become untouchable. And for me, after I came out of all these things, this loneliness, darkness, and all these things, you know what has changed in me? I have become so compassionate. I have become so empathetic. Like, I'm not boasting here or something, but this is the truth. Um, Before, earlier, like, for me, I had to mature at an early age because of certain things at home. And whenever people were like, I feel sad or I feel so lonely, if somebody used to tell that to me, I used to be like the same. Like there are people telling, go out, mingle with people, have fun, do this, do that. Why are you being so weak? I used to say all these things to them, but now when somebody says this, I really understand it, because I have gone through that phase. I have felt it and I have come out of it. And that's what has given me so much compassion, so much empathy. And now I really value people in my life. Those people that I had stopped talking to. Now I check on everybody who is there in my life. I make sure that I talk to as much people that I can, as in not everybody, but the ones who are there in my life. So yes, that's it. We have come towards the end of the video now. Wherever you are listening from, my love, I hope you are healed. I hope you are blessed. I hope you are happy. Um, and always remember this: you are safe, you are enough, and you are loved by the universe. Lots of love to you, even a virtual hug. So, take care till I see you again. And yes, that's it. I will talk to you in the near future. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak. I'll speak to you once again. Bye.